Hey guys,
Welcome back to the Girly Hour,
where we solve the world's problems from our couch.
and today we're going to be solving decision fatigue.
Yay.
Oh gosh.
It's very topical for us right now.
Yes, which is how this came about. So
Yeah. It's like, what topic are we going to do on the pod? And then we had decision fatigue.
another decision to make.
Yeah, and we were like, let's do it on that.
But before we get into anything, guys, please go to our socials. You can follow us, share, like, subscribe, and rate us a 5 out of 5 on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever you listen to us. Do all of those things, please.
Mhm.
We found out that we have listeners in like Indonesia.
Yeah.
So
We have 11 listeners in Indonesia.
like that's pretty cool. My question about this is if I'm traveling somewhere, so for example, if I was listening when I went to Switzerland, does that count as a Switzerland listen? Or like my Spotify is Canadian, so it's a Canadian listen?
I think it counts because when my parents were in Costa Rica, we had Costa Rica
Gotcha.
listens. So I'm just assuming
Okay.
it was them.
Well, I don't think I know anyone who went to Indonesia,
No,
especially not 11 people.
I think 11 of my friends went without me.
No.
That would be rude.
That would be. So, yay, how fun.
Yay us. Also, our first episode on New Year's resolutions like kicked off this last week.
That's
We got so many, like we got
Crazy.
hundreds of new listens to it. So I'm wondering if maybe next week we do like a little bit of an update on like where we're at with our New Year's resolutions.
Oh my gosh, let's do it.
Yeah.
We'll see where you guys are at too.
Yeah, maybe we'll like ask everyone to like send in what's going on for them.
I love that.
Because we're hitting almost like halfway through.
Maybe like
year.
the New Year's resolutions, I want to be fit for summer. And now it's starting to be summer-ish, even though our weather's trash.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just trying to spitball here.
Yeah. I don't know. I have updates.
Give me the updates.
Emma, I acted like I was in my 20s again this past week.
Oh my goodness.
Weekend, I guess.
What did you do?
I went downtown Toronto.
Why? I'm kidding.
Oh, well, I
Okay,
guess
what did you
not
do?
downtown Toronto, but I went
Right.
to Toronto to a club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What'd you wear?
Haven't jeans. 'Cause,
Jeans.
well, the Gen Zs have allowed us to wear jeans and sneakers to clubs now.
Right, which is crazy.
So that's what I went in.
We were business cash when it was our time,
we were.
but like slutty
cash.
business cash.
I was talking to because I was talking about it to my personal trainer,
Mhm.
and he's like, I wonder if we ever like crossed over at clubs before, like, you know, back in our youth. And I was like, oh, maybe. He's like, I don't know if you would have talked to me. I was wearing a vest. And I was like
That's
a puffy vest? He was like, no, like a
suit vest.
And I was like, I can't say anything.
I was
because
wearing blazers.
I wore a peplum top
Yes.
with a pencil skirt.
Yes. A pencil skirt and a blazer is what I would wear, and like a tank top.
Yeah.
And then these boot heels that just
Yeah.
cut you off right at the ankle.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
good for my short
For
legs.
short people, they made me look so short. And I
Yes.
didn't know that at the
Yeah.
time. Looking back at photos though. But anyway, so yeah, I go to this club. And you know me, I drink wine
Yeah.
at any event.
Yeah.
I love wine. I don't get a hangover from wine. And I only just need a couple of glasses and I'm a perfect drunk.
Yeah.
No wine.
What?
So then here I am. I'm drinking coolers. I'm drinking a Cutwater that was like really
Oh
gross.
my God.
It was like the lower one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm drinking like rum and coke. Like I'm trying to think up drinks in my head that I used to drink. I'm
Shannon.
like, what did I used to drink?
Go with a vodka or gin and soda.
I did rum and coke because that used
That's-
to be my. I loved
A full ass Coke.
fresh Coke.
A full
and rum.
Coke?
What do you
All
mean?
the calories? All the sugar?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think that's why I was so hungover the next
You
day.
were drinking so much sugar. At least do a diet next time.
Maybe
You're crazy.
dude. I should not have
rum and
been left
Coke.
alone. I should not have been left
rum and
alone to
Coke.
make those decisions.
You needed a babysitter.
Like I went up, I'm like, of course they're gonna have wine. I'm like, can I get a white wine? And they like stared at me and they were like, we don't have wine. And then, you know, you're on the spot. Like
Right.
you've waited to be like seen by this lady to like, you know, serve you a drink. Like you've been waiting. So
Yeah.
you're like, I'm like, oh, rum and coke. Disgusting.
Yeah.
I was useless the next
That's
day.
thick.
I
Like
haven't.
like Coke is thick.
Yeah, like you can feel it on your teeth.
Yes.
I hate that.
You can like slurp it,
Yes.
you know?
So then I was like, do I just take? I think at one point I took a tequila shot
Oh my
because
God.
I was like, I just want to get, you know, drunk, but I don't want to have to like drink a whole lot.
Right.
So, anyways, that was a weird night. No wonder I was like useless the next day. But I
Right.
have not had a hangover like that in years.
Because you haven't, when's the last time you had rum and cokes?
I
Like a
know.
crazy person.
I know. Like all I've been going to is like weddings and they always have
Wine.
table wine.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love table wine.
Yes. Anyways, that was crazy.
Okay, so now we know either if you want rum, a rum and diet,
Yeah.
or if you just want something light, vodka or gin and soda.
Right.
I
Yeah.
like gin because it flavors like water. Sorry, vodka. I find is just like it just tastes like thick nothing, but like not
rubbing
nothing. Like it
alcohol.
tastes like thick alcohol. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that. And I think it's gross. Gin I like because it flavors it and then it tastes nice.
I've
So
never been a gin girl, but
you're in your 30s now. I think as we get older, we become gin girls.
I'm sorry. Why aren't we serving wine at the clubs? Is that weird? I guess, yeah. Were we going to have it in a wine glass? I'll take it in a cup. I don't care.
Oh, I do like a wine glass though.
Yeah, but they're not handing out glassware at a
No.
club.
I
Maybe
think I'd
that's
rather go
why.
to a sit down place and have wine.
I know. And I didn't really want to be there. That's not the place I want to be. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was like a girls' thing. We all went
Yeah.
out.
That's fun.
It was a weird night socially. I don't know. It was just not my favorite. And then last night, so this is like same weekend, guys. Last night, went and had Italian food
Yum.
at a really nice Italian restaurant. Shared a bottle of wine.
Oh, beautiful.
I was so perfectly drunk.
Yeah.
I had a lovely night. And I woke up this morning and ran stairs with my girlfriend. So like no hangover, nothing. That is what I love about wine.
You just have a couple glasses. It's beautiful. It's tasty.
Yeah. You're like drunk for like the perfect amount of time. And then by the time it's bedtime, it's not like you have spins or anything. You're just like kind of sobered up and you go to bed.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was very nice to do that after the whirlwind of a club.
Rum and cokes.
Ew. Okay, so
and tequila shots. Oh my God.
At stairs today, my friend Meg and I are just like standing chatting, and one of the girls is there, and she okay, we ran stairs, okay?
Yes.
Up and down. And my friend, bless her, she was like, hey, do you want to come run stairs on Sunday? And I was like, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, I'll join. I'll do anything, you know? Like, I'm like, sure, I'll go for the vibes.
Sure, you want a friend to do it with you? I'll join.
I'll support anyone's health endeavors.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I can do stairs. And when I Googled the location, it said on Google 139 stairs. So I'm like, piece of cake.
Yeah.
So we're all getting ready. And there's a group of us and they go, hey, so how many laps are we doing? And I'm like, hold on.
Wait a second.
And somebody shouts 10. 10. First, a girl said 8, and I was like, that's a lot. And then the girl's like, no, it's 10. And I'm like, oh.
Wait, what?
And I'm looking at my friend like, girl,
that's
what
so
did I sign
funny.
up for? So anyways, there was a woman there with a weighted vest running these stairs. Okay, champ.
My weight is more than enough.
I know. So she's 22, she tells us. And I'm like, you baby. Also, I'm trying to think, what was I doing on a Sunday morning at 22? Not running stairs with a weighted vest.
No,
that's for sure.
Not.
I was probably in my bed hungover from all the rum and cokes I drank the night before.
Yeah. Good for her.
In my peplum top still.
In your peplum top.
So I'm like, wow, good for you. And so we made that joke about like, we probably were like hungover, and she's in school. So she was like, yeah, like some people go like 3-4 times a week. And I'm like, that was me.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't afford it. It's so expensive. And I didn't even think of that. I said, girl, I could do a whole night out downtown Toronto for $20.
Oh yeah. Drinks were like so cheap back in the day.
They were like $3-4 depending on where you went.
And like we all had jobs. I don't know if.
Oh, speak for yourself. I did not have a job. I only had a summer job.
Oh, I had a summer job, and then I worked I would go back during the breaks to work that job, and I made good money for that time.
Right.
And then I also worked for the university event staff.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
fun.
I would do I was like the stats girl. So I would do stats for basketball, volleyball. Like I would work.
You lost the fun part.
Okay, but I would work stats. Like I'm just like typing on a computer.
Ew. Okay.
But I'm just like working these events, and then we'd go out after.
Oh.
So even if it was a game on a Saturday night, it's done in time, and then we all go out.
Right.
It was great.
You maybe miss a
or
little bit as a
sometimes
pre-drink.
I sold tickets at football games.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I'd buy tickets off you.
It was like a minimum wage job, but it was like it worked with your with your school schedule
Right.
all the time. It was
Yeah.
perfect. Anyway, so I
Yeah.
had like, I guess, a little bit of money.
Yeah, but like
doing that.
$20.
But also, yeah.
And I like your phones didn't have money on them at the time. Like we had flip phones.
No.
And like so I was just taking $20 bill in my little mini skirt pocket.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's it. Like I had to survive off that.
Put it in your bra.
But we would like pre-drink a lot.
Yes.
And like I know because we were like in Etobicoke. So like we had to bus to Kipling Station, then go on to Kipling's and then ride Kipling all the way to downtown. So it was like an hour and a bit of travel. So then you're losing your buzz. So we would like pre-drink a lot. But yeah, I would get in, I'd buy my first drink, I'd take $3, put it in my left pocket because that was the bus ride home.
Oh, gotcha.
And then the rest in my right pocket was everything else. And it was a good night if I had some money left over for pizza at the end before we went home.
Yeah.
And this girl's like, she's like, drinks are like $20. I'm like, oh,
that's insane.
That's crazy.
I can't afford that either.
Yeah. So I told her a trick. I said, what you could do, and sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't, but you could go up to a group of guys and buy one of the guys a drink. And usually that gets them super, like, that never happens, right?
Right.
So then they buy you drinks the rest of the night.
That is a good tip. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I did it as like a power move. Not just
it
to, like,
is a power move.
Right. I did it as a power move. And then it ended up, then he kept buying me drinks. And I was like, oh, wait a second.
Extra power.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So like the cost of one drink got me like 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm interested.
Yeah. Anyways, that was.
But you know what? Good for this girl because honestly, health.
Yeah.
Health and feeling good. And hopefully she's doing well in school.
Maybe I would have different New Year's resolutions today if I was anything like her at 22.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I would for sure.
I'd be perfect by now if I was starting then.
I mean, we're so close to it anyway. I'm kidding.
Pretty perfect. My grandma the other day was talking to me and she's like, not everyone's perfect because she's talking about like me and dating.
Yeah.
She's like, you're not going to find like a perfect man. And she's like, not everyone's perfect. And I was like, except me.
Right. What are we talking about? Grandma?
Like, you have nothing to say to that, grandma, because I'm perfect. Anyways.
I love that. That's funny.
I do have updates for you.
Yes.
Okay. A couple of things. Have you heard the new Machine Gun Kelly song, Cliche?
Absolutely not.
Have you listened to Machine Gun Kelly music ever?
Never.
Same. And
will I ever? Probably also no.
After this.
Okay.
I'm playing it for you.
Okay, guys, Shannon will make me listen to this. I'll listen to it and then that'll be it.
It is the new summer hit.
Oh, is it good?
Oh, I'm calling it. It's so good.
What kind of music does he do?
Oh, right. I thought he was like kind of like weird rap or something. Like I just never listened to his stuff.
I'm not even sure if I knew he was music. Didn't he date one of the Kardashians or something?
No, he's with Megan Fox.
Oh, that. Yeah, sure.
And
whatever.
They wear, like,
they
blood
all look
vials,
alike.
Like he wears her blood on a vial around his neck,
right.
And she does it. Like
they're weird.
Yeah, like he's really tall, lanky guy, blonde hair.
Yeah.
Tattoos.
No. I've heard of him because of the whole Megan Fox thing. I was just mixing them all up because they're one of them was also dating somebody who was like kind of ugly. The Pete guy.
Oh, you're thinking Pete Davidson.
Yeah, they look the same.
Yeah, they kind of do. Same sort of body.
Same vibe.
Except MGK is like a little taller, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
But same vibes.
Okay, so.
But what's his real name? That's my question. Anyway, Machine Gun. Your parents named you Machine Gun? I don't think so.
That's obviously.
Anyway, should we think of nicknames for each other?
What would you be?
What would I be? I might have to get back to you on this.
Okay. Well, Machine Gun Kelly's name is Colson Baker.
Colson Baker.
Colson.
He should sing country music.
Well, I think he did do country. Like, I think he did a Post Malone thing where he did a little bit of country.
Oh.
Don't quote me on it because someone mentioned that when I was like, oh my God. Like,
also, Post Malone's country slaps.
It's so good.
It's so good. He's like so talented.
He is.
Yeah.
Love him.
Yeah. That's a hard yes for me.
Yes. So I think you're going to like Machine Gun Kelly. Okay. He is in his boy band era. Were you prepared for that?
Doesn't he look like a tweaker?
Yes.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Girl. The video. So I'm just minding my business on Instagram Reels.
Right.
On Instagram Reels because I just got Instagram.
Grow up.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Okay, we're on the reels.
We have to talk about what we did with our social media from last episode.
Oh,
but
yes,
anyways,
yes.
So I actually had deleted Instagram for 10 days.
Yeah.
So I
It's
get
already
back.
been 10 days?
Yes.
Holy cow.
I get back on Instagram and I'm minding my business, going through reels. Machine Gun Kelly dancing like boy band style at like a car wash. I'm like, what? And it's a bop. I'm like, what the heck? I go and watch the full video on YouTube. I have played it on repeat like all day yesterday.
Is it like a hot girl summer song?
Well, it's a guy singing, so it's not really hot girl summer.
Right.
But like, it is so cute, and I'm like, is it a joke? Because it's called Cliche, and I'm like, is this a joke? But I love it. I don't care.
Yeah,
it's got like, it's giving boy band, but also like the inflection of how he says things is giving like Blink-182 and stuff. Like he's like nostalgia, like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
So sorry for singing, guys. My favorite.
Okay.
And yeah. So
I'll have to go and listen. I'm interested.
You're gonna love it. And
you know what? It's cool when people go out of their comfort zone, or maybe he's comfortable here, but like go out of what people know you for.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like when Taylor Swift went from country to pop. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, you can't do that."
Right.
Now everyone
looks like you can.
Yeah. Beyonce did a country album. Everyone
can do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. You can do anything you want to. There was another one. Oh, speaking of Taylor Swift.
Yes.
The AMAs. Guys, this is Sunday. Monday is going to be the AMAs.
Okay.
There is a lot of lore happening on TikTok saying that we're finally going to get a Rep TV announcement.
A what? I don't know what this is. I don't know.
So you know how she's redoing all of her albums?
Right. Yes.
So Rep TV is like Taylor's version. So we have been waiting for Rep because that is like one of the best.
So
albums.
Rep TV is an album.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the redo album of her former album.
So we're doing another redo of the redo?
No, this will be we've been waiting for this redo.
Oh, we've been waiting for it.
She's redone all of her albums except that one, and I think her
Rep
first
TV.
one. Yes.
Gotcha.
We don't care about the other one that's left. We want Rep. And everyone's like, anyways. So like her merch on her website, it shuffled how everything, like all the pictures, and it spells out AMAs. And then a bunch of things were on sale for 26% off, which is like a weird number. But the AMAs is on the 26th of May.
And she does like to do these hints for people. She finds it like a fun little game.
Yes. And for some reason, the Taylor Swift fans love math. And I can't get into that. I let them do the math and then they tell. Yeah. So 26%. AMAs is on the 26th. And you know how like she did Torture Poets department, like she was at was it the AMAs? She was at like a music awards thing and she was like, oh yeah, and I'm dropping this album. So like everyone's like, oh, we're waiting. Right. She's gonna do it. Okay, what else was it? 26 AMAs. There was something else, but anyways, I'm eating it up and I can't wait.
Maybe a 5 for like May or something.
No, there wasn't a 5.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But everyone's like linking everything, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Cross our
fingers.
There's
an announcement because we want that. And with the whole Blake Lively drama, we're like, maybe you need to write some new songs for this album. Because that was like her album about like bad friends and like her reputation and stuff, right? Like,
gotcha.
Like the Kanye West thing that like everyone thought that, okay.
Oh.
Where like Kim Kardashian leaked the video of her saying yes to Kanye West to like talk about her in his song.
Okay.
But then when the song came out, it was like rude and she was like, I didn't okay that. And then Kim Kardashian dropped that video and then it made Taylor look bad.
Gotcha.
And took like her reputation away. Anyways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, exciting.
So much news.
Mm-hmm.
So much.
And then we're going to go into, an update on the missing children in Nova Scotia.
Yes.
Lily and Jack. They did for the long weekend. They amped it up again, the search.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In like particular locations and then ended it.
I wonder where we got these locations from.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was reading today. So again, today's Sunday. The RCMP is now going around to surrounding areas and asking residents if they have trail camera footage. But it's interesting because they're asking for it from between April 27th and May 3rd. The kids went missing on May 2nd. But remember how they were like...
Well, they weren't going to school.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think there's foul play.
I think so too.
These two kids don't just wander off and then accidentally starve to death because they've gone too far?
Well,
Like, wouldn't you get scared being alone and then be like, "Whoa," and then cry and then run back
and
the way you came from?
how have they not found a single item?
Clothing.
Yeah. Like kids drop things, or like, you know, if they got hypothermia, you know how you like take your clothes off when you're like really cold? Like it's like a thing when you get really, really cold, you start taking your clothes off because you feel
Okay.
hot or something. I don't know.
Okay.
So like maybe they would have found some clothing. Like they haven't found a single item
Yeah.
of these kids. And then the other thing was weird is that I was reading Reddit and people pointed out, they're like, it's weird that the parents' story is that they were in bed and didn't see the kids all morning, yet they were able to tell them what clothing they were wearing. Now, you could look at your kids' pile of clothes and probably figure out what they were wearing, but it's just odd that they were able to
I
give
wonder
like
who dressed, like, would they have dressed them, or
description.
how old were they again?
It's only 6 and 4.
Mm.
Yeah. And do you remember that beside the sliding door is the kids' shoes? Like they didn't put their shoes on. I don't know. It's just weird. The whole thing's weird.
And how far are they going to get with no shoes in a forest?
Exactly.
Like, that would be hurting your feet.
Yeah.
Like, kids are stupid.
Yeah.
But, like, for them to wander off that far, no shoes in a forest, aren't they hungry?
Yeah.
Don't they want a snack?
I don't know. Maybe
like,
they'll
they
find
know what's
something
wrong.
Maybe they'll find something in the trail cams.
Yeah.
So it confirmed that they asked at least 3 residents in the area for trail cam footage. So very interesting.
We'll see.
But we can get into decision fatigue now.
Oh, let's do it.
I don't know if I want to.
Okay, guys, full transparency, we have been struggling with this recently. A lot. Especially you with like everything to do with your house closing and moving in, and like you had all those decisions to make.
And now it's like decor stuff. It's like, what color are you going to paint things?
Yeah.
I hate it. So Emma and I are both trying to paint some rooms in our houses right now.
Yes.
And trying to pick a goddamn paint color.
There are so many colors out there. Okay.
Too many.
So I have just started experiencing this with the whole paint thing because there are so many colors and they're all the same. Yes. But slightly different.
But it matters.
But the same. And I'm like, but I like this one, but I like this one too. But this one's nice, but they're all good.
Right.
And they're just ever so slightly different shades. And I'm like, how in the world are we to decide on anything? How do you make that decision? It's overwhelming.
It's very overwhelming.
Yes.
And then when you finally pick a paint color, you get up there and you're like, hi, I'd like this paint color. And they go, what finish would you like?
Oh my God.
Matte, satin, semi-gloss, gloss, ultra gloss.
I was not expecting that. I was like, when I went up to the counter to get my paint, I was like, okay, I want this color and whatever. And then she asked that. And I'm like, is that normal? Like, what does everybody else do? Like, what's the average? Like, what's the most ordered?
Yes.
Because I don't know.
Like, I was like, I'm painting a bathroom. I don't want gloss because I think it's weird if you can sort of like see yourself.
But
in
how
the wall.
glossy? When's the last time I looked at a glossy? What does a glossy wall look like? I literally don't know.
Like, I don't know. I guess my cupboards are kind of glossy if you look at them. Like, they got a shine to them, right? But like,
do they?
I hate a glossy wall. I hate a glossy wall. And I've seen like on Reddit, like some people like, I remember seeing someone painted their bathroom, but it was like a high gloss finish.
Yeah.
And it was so, you could see reflections of things.
Oh, maybe that's weird.
Yeah.
I got like a slightly, like I didn't get matte. I got the one maybe above matte.
Satin.
Sure. Because she was saying that matte, if you like touch the wall at all, you'll see it. Yeah.
But I got matte, but I got like this really expensive paint that's like washable and like high endurance or whatever. Endurance? Whatever. I don't know.
Same.
Yeah. So
how are we to make all of these decisions?
Yeah. And then once you make the decision, can we talk about how expensive paint is?
I had no idea.
What the?
Okay, so I'm painting my bathroom right now, guys. And if you're my friend, you've heard about this to the nth degree. So maybe you can fast forward a little bit. So I'm painting my bathroom. I have this fun piece of artwork that I put behind the toilet, and it kind of gives me like Mexico vibes. It's like all colorful. It has like these two blue, like kind of like what's those really old cats.
What?
Like the in the pyramid times, The cats.
So is this Mexico or is this Egypt?
No, it's definitely Mexico,
Like
but it's
Siamese cat?
no. Anyway, it's like the
like a sphinx.
yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, there's it's like a really colorful piece. It has like blue, yellow, like green, all these different colors, and it's so cute. And so I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna paint my bathroom yellow because there's a little bit of yellow flowers in it, and I thought that would be so fun. I Googled the meaning of yellow, and it just makes people happy, which makes sense. And sunflowers are my favorite flower, and they're yellow. Here we are.
Yep.
And so yeah, I bought 2 different yellows. I bought a very like yellow. It's called Sunny Side Up. As you can see how yellow that is.
I love paint names.
I know.
Continue.
And then I bought another one, which was kind of a lighter yellow, like a creamier, buttery yellow. So I go to put the one on the wall that I did the sunny side up first, the darker, more yellow one. I put it on the wall and I texted you right away and I said, oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
So I did a couple swatches here and there around the bathroom. I was like, oh my God, it's so pretty. Okay, so then I open up the next one, the lighter yellow, the buttery yellow. And I put that on the wall and I'm like, oh my God, I love it.
So now we need to make a decision.
And then I'm like, fuck. Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And I did like bigger swatches and I've been comparing them to the photo that I have, the art that I have in there, and they both look good with it.
They do.
And it's overwhelming because I'm like, what do I do? And then this paint color is going to be here forever. I know you can just repaint, but as we discussed, paint is expensive.
So expensive.
Anyway, I ended up going with a bold color with your support.
Yeah, I love it.
And
great decision.
Yeah. And now I don't want to hear anything about this from anybody, but I'm going to tell everybody I'm also going to do the ceiling.
Yeah.
And it's going to be full yellow.
Yeah.
My dad said it was a good idea, and I trust that.
I like it in small rooms.
Yeah.
It looks really good when you color drench a bit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do. And I've been looking up inspo on like black and yellow stuff because I have some hardware that's black. And I'm like, do I want to run with that? Anyway.
I like it.
Yeah. So it is overwhelming, though, making these. Yeah. And I only went through 2 paint colors there.
Yeah.
But I had a little bit of a breakdown about it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I painted my front door. Like I picked out this color. It took me so long to pick out the color.
Yeah.
I buy the paint. I paint the door. I hate it. I hate everything about it. It's making me ill looking at it. So I go 2 shades lighter, like on the same stick.
Yeah.
And I repaint it. It's still maybe not what I'm like, what I want, but I think what I want is the walls around it a different color, and right now it's white, so I think it's just like throwing me a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny how you get stuck in these spirals. Like I'm like, oh, I want to wallpaper the wall of the hallway where this door is now.
Yep.
But then it's like, okay, well now you got to figure out what wallpaper.
Yes.
And then, but like, what company?
Yes.
Do I order it from? Yeah, like it's
and you're right. It's like, okay, I want to do this, but then I have to do this.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
coming into a house that's like yours was a pre-build, so it comes with whatever. Mine was at a time a pre-build, and so it's all grayish everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's all the same color. And so making these decisions for every single room, and that really overwhelmed me. So I know I've picked out a bedroom color, a bathroom color, and I'm looking at a second bedroom color, but I am trying to focus on one room at a time.
Yeah,
because that was
one room.
Extremely overwhelming.
But then also prepare yourself. Like I haven't been in this house very long, but it's pretty white.
Yeah.
So when I think painting the door shocked me so much because it was such a loud color.
Yeah.
Like I think I maybe would have had a different reaction to it if I had other things painted in here, but I was just like, everything's white, and then my door is this like bright orangey pink.
Yeah.
Whoa. It was a lot. And then even when I painted my bathroom upstairs, like it kind of looks a little off because everything else is white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think painting a bright yellow bathroom might have that effect on me.
Prepare yourself. Yeah.
Because now when I sit on the couch, I can see all grayish.
Yeah.
And then going into that, I'll be like, whoa, color, personality.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like dopamine decor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do want to say something about my decision making. So
Mhm.
I love the look of like, I know they call it sad beige now,
Yeah.
but I love the look of a white, beige, cream place.
Yeah, because everything just goes well
Everything just
together.
goes. I do love that look. And that's the kind of the look that I wanted to go with in my house. But then I felt like I was having decision fatigue without even making any decisions. I just couldn't make any
Right.
because I was like, how do I decide on all this? And then I started having a little bit of an identity crisis because I was like, well, I love this look, but like, is it me?
Right.
And now I've picked out a bright yellow for my bathroom and like a berry red for my bedroom,
Yeah.
and probably going to do a green for a bathroom.
The upstairs bathroom?
Sorry, green for the second bedroom.
Okay.
And then I don't know what for the other bathroom, but I'm thinking up all these colors, and I think part of my problem with the decision fatigue and the trouble making decisions was not making decisions that I felt good about.
Right.
You know what I mean? And feeling overwhelmed by that, cuz like, why can't I just pick?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was easier once it was like things that I was interested in.
Yeah.
Which turns out to be color.
Yeah.
I'm not a beige girly, I guess.
A little bit of like figuring out what your style is.
Yeah.
Same like that we went through with clothes.
Exactly.
So we learned our colors, and then that made decisions easier in buying clothes.
Yes.
It doesn't work for this though, because like I knew I wanted like a pink door.
Yeah.
And there was still way too many like options.
Right.
Yeah. And then you narrow it down, because I was at Home Depot, I was at Deluxe, I was at Sherwin-Williams, I was going to everything, and then you're just like overwhelmed because there's just so many options. And then I was like, I'm just gonna buy my paint from Sherwin-Williams, so I got to find a Sherwin-Williams color.
Yeah.
And that kind of narrowed it down a bit, and then I was able to make the decision. But yeah,
it's hard.
Well, you know what? I realized we didn't really talk about what decision fatigue is.
Oh, we didn't.
No.
There's
some neuroscience behind
Sorry, guys.
it.
We went right into our personal experiences.
Yeah. So decision fatigue happens when you have like a prolonged amount of time where you're having to make a lot of decisions. So I'm going to read a little bit.
Okay.
So it's prolonged decision making will deplete the glucose levels in your brain. Leading to mental exhaustion and poorer quality decisions.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. This state of mental depletion mirrors physical fatigue, underscoring the finite nature of our cognitive resources. So like you're tired as well, which I feel that.
Yeah.
So say you have a job that like you have to make a lot of decisions like all day, every day in that job. We see this like if you just have a hard day, maybe your job isn't always about that, but you just have a day where you're making a bunch of decisions, and then you come home and your partner goes, what do you want for dinner? And you fall apart.
Yeah.
Because you're like, if I have to make one more decision, I'm literally going to die. Well, yeah, your brain is dying. Well, it's not dying, but like, you know what I mean? Like your glucose levels are low, and like you're tired because you've just been making decisions, and like that one last decision is too much. And I think that's what we're experiencing with like paint. And I think with paint, everyone says, oh, like you can change it. And we talked about how it's expensive. And it's a lot of like effort to paint a room.
It's so much work.
So then you're back at square one, even like me with the freaking door. Thank God it was just a door. And I think that's why I was able to fix it so quickly.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a lot of paint. And it was like an hour worth of work. So, but yeah, like you want to make a good decision that you won't have to like fix.
Yes. It's
crazy.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
It's like, how do people name a child?
Literally, I have no idea.
That's hard.
My friends just had twins, so they had to come up with 2 names.
Well, at least they got to have their 2 favorite names.
I guess so.
Like, how are they supposed to pick one out of that?
Right, true.
You know? Might as well have 4 babies at once. Yeah. Have your 4 favorite names.
Wow. Well, if you have middle names, then you get to use your 4 names for 2.
Oh, so then if you have 4 babies, you could have 8 names.
I don't
Maybe
think I have
too
that
much. Maybe then we'd get decision fatigue.
Yeah. That's prolonged decision making, Emma.
Yeah.
So neuroscience says that decision fatigue occurs due to the depletion of cognitive resources, particularly those related to self-control and willpower as a result of repeated decision making. So it manifests as impaired judgment. So if you want to think about it, say you do have a job that you have to make a bunch of decisions, and then you get decision fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you're making decisions again, the next day at work, the next week at work, you're making poorer decisions.
Yeah.
So that's stressing me out just realizing this now, because I'm like, well, am I making a bad decision on my paint color?
Right.
Because I'm so fatigued.
And I'm thinking about now, is that like partially how like car accidents happen?
Probably.
Because now we're making like a poor decision on the road,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or like, well, I just why does my brain just go to the negative?
I don't know.
But yeah. Or like, I don't know, you make a weird decision in the grocery store or
Yeah.
whatever.
So decision fatigue can manifest in various scenarios, such as a surgeon making fewer surgical recommendations later in a long shift, or a shopper making impulsive purchases at the end of a big shopping trip.
Oh,
so we
you
can
got me
relate to that. We're not all surgeons.
No.
But the surgeon one's kind of scary.
That is scary.
Like if you're getting the surgeon at the end of their shift or on their overtime.
I think you could relate that to any job. At the end of your shift, you're going to make the decision that's going to make stuff easier for you to go home.
Yeah.
Which I don't think anybody can be blamed for that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying there'll always be the best decisions and you'll probably mess up.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see that happening in any job.
Well, this is why, who is it? Is it the Apple guy that like wears like a same black turtleneck every day?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Right?
Yeah. So it's one less decision he has to make every day. So he just wears like the same uniform every day. Or like if you have a job where you wear a uniform, like if you were a nurse, you can just throw on scrubs. It's like one less thing that you have to think about.
Honestly, that's so nice. Because getting dressed for an office is, and that's where sometimes you revert back to, okay, I've worn this 100 times. So literally last week at work, I could not be bothered on the last day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
On Friday, I was like, I can't be bothered to figure out a new outfit. So I wore a sweater that I had worn previously in the week, that same week, and wore the same jeans from the day before.
Perfect.
And I was like, I can't be bothered.
Your brain just was like over it.
Yeah.
Like last day of work, just make it happen.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think of like anything that I've like done a shortcut with. Vacation. Because you have to make a lot of like you're kind of switched on vacation, depending on what kind of vacation you're on. Like if you're just like laying at a pool, that's one thing. But like if you're like doing like a traveling vacation, you know, you gotta like find the bus that you're gonna get on or the train and like all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot happening. Before I go on a trip, I will try on outfits and take pictures of me in the outfit.
That's a great idea.
And then that way, like, and I pack all the clothes and then I just look at my photos. I'm like, oh, I'm wearing this and this, and grab it, put it on.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole decision-making thing. And I don't know how my body's going to feel, but this is why I usually go on vacation and wear 3 items of clothing over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't be bothered to
just rotate.
Try the rest.
Yeah.
And then I come home with a full load of laundry that's clean.
Yeah. But you have to wash it anyways because you just feel like it's contaminated somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
It might have sand on it. How else can you hack decision fatigue?
Okay, well, I think there's definitely a difference between decision fatigue and things that you can do to hack it. Mm-hmm. But like if you're a single person or if you're in a relationship.
Okay.
I think those are completely different. So for us living alone.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Wow. Tell everyone.
Well, oops. I mean, not alone, but.
Alone.
Together, alone, together, separate. But I think that's a huge difference because if you're coming home, and I feel like I've noticed this quite a bit after you moved out.
Yeah.
And that's where I've been feeling, like I told you, I was like, I'm feeling like overwhelmed with stuff, especially now that I'm trying to paint. But coming home, I now have to make every decision.
Yeah.
And not that we did like crazy things together, but like, if I didn't want to make dinner, you're like, oh, I'm doing a HelloFresh. Let's have it together. Or whatever the case is.
Or if you were like, I don't know what to eat, then I would pick something out for you.
Yeah. Or I made you protein pancakes.
When I was having a meltdown.
You were having a meltdown.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I've found that with you moving out, when I come home, everything is the same. I have to make all the decisions. And one of my personal hacks for this is because I cannot fathom, like, thinking of what to eat for dinner every day is just the worst thought in the world.
Yeah.
It takes up so much energy. And I know it's such a small thing, but again, we've had a work day. We have had decisions with other things, even just like the decisions you're going to make of how I'm going to get to and from work.
Yeah.
Whatever the decisions are. And then you get home and you're like, what am I possibly going to eat?
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I have breakfast for dinner so incredibly often. It is so easy. I cook up some potatoes. I make homemade potato fries. Guys, if you don't have an air fryer, I'm not talking about one of those buckets. I'm talking about the oven air fryer, the ones with the door and the trays. Throw out your bucket and buy one of these immediately. It's the best. And I just toss in some taters. I make some eggs and I have taters. And it's like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It's so delicious and it's so easy.
Yeah. It's a go-to for sure.
And sometimes I'll do like scrambled eggs, and I have the frozen fire roasted veggies from Costco, and I just toss those in if I want some veggies with it. And it's like, it's so good and easy, and I don't have to think.
Well, and especially by the time you get home, you're like, well, I didn't take any meat out to defrost or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But that was a decision you're supposed to make earlier in the day, and you didn't.
And I can't make those decisions ahead of time.
No.
It's so hard.
No.
And then again, coming home alone, it's like every single decision is mine now.
So you're saying it's easier maybe with a partner?
I think so. I think it could be.
Yeah. Because like you get home and you're like, what do you want for dinner? I don't know what you want. Let's get takeaway.
Yeah. And like even you and I would depend on each other for these things.
Yeah.
Right? And I think, when you come home to your partner, you guys can split the responsibility of the decisions, where if I'm feeling like I can't make I can't do anything, well, then you can step in. And when you're feeling like that, I can step in.
Right.
Now, I think if you're adding kids to the mix, that's a whole different story.
Totally.
That is not only making decisions for yourself, but that's for another human. And that's crazy.
Well, then you have the stress of, am I making the right decision?
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about that.
If you're a parent, you let us know what that's like, because we're thinking that's pretty hard.
Yeah, I feel like we need to have a parent on the show to like give us the vibes, because
that's like
on that.
Making decisions about camps, about their schooling, about bedtime, about toys, about TV time, about friends,
let me tell you one.
Yeah.
So my friend, she was told that her child is gifted.
Oh.
So then she had to make the decision, do we keep him in regular class or do we put him in gifted classes?
Gifted classes? No?
I don't.
But are they going to be weird being gifted?
I don't want that decision. Because like, you think of the people that were gifted that you went to school with. Did it make them anxious beings as adults? You know what I mean? Did it make them better, or did it make it worse?
Did it isolate them?
Yes, because then you're taking them out of the classroom with their friends. They're obviously excelling in that environment,
right?
So why remove them and put them somewhere else? And then will they be able to tell you that they're unhappy? Like, what if they feel the pressure of like, well, I'm gifted and they're like excited for me and they're proud of me, so I have to go and just, do that. You know what? I would go insane.
A lot to think about.
You know how we overthink. Like, I would go insane about that.
And this is literally all this stuff. You think back to your childhood, and when your mom asked you to take chicken out of the freezer so that you guys could have chicken at night, and then you just somehow forgot to do it because you're a piece of shit kid. You know what I mean? And then your parent gets home and they're like, oh my God, like, you couldn't do this one thing. And I'm like, oh, well, because I forgot. Your parents had to do all these things today to even keep you alive. And you couldn't do this one thing. Mom, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and you know what? They were probably tired because of decision fatigue.
Yes.
They were tired.
Yes.
And they had decided what was for dinner. They had that off their plate.
And now they have to make up another decision to make.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we've talked about the problem decision fatigue. We've all experienced it in some kind of way. Emma and I are just getting attacked with it right now with all the decisions we have to make with our house. And like, we're doing it alone. Because back to like paint colors. If you have a partner, you'd be like, I don't know, you pick it.
Yeah.
And then you
or
put
it's
it
like,
on
hey,
them.
between these two colors, these two swatches, which one do you like better?
Done.
Because I like them both.
Yes. Done. Which is what I did for you.
Yeah, it is.
Or like your parents also.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. I was just like, you seem more excited about the brighter yellow, so go that way. Do it. But like you sometimes need that. So we're just, we're getting smacked with it right now. But on the brighter side, there are ways to combat it. So let's discuss. Because I read through some of these and I was like, these are going to make it worse.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 1, automate routine choices.
Breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
turtleneck every day.
Meal prep.
Sure. Yeah. That.
Maybe not breakfast or dinner. That's kind of like worst case scenario. You don't have anything.
Right.
But meal prep. So you are making the decision on Sunday on what you're eating for the week and you're prepping it.
Okay.
I did
like
that today.
Yeah.
I did that fun salad that you do.
I'm obsessed with this salad, guys.
Like would we call it Greek salad?
I guess so.
You put feta cheese in it. Doesn't that make it Greek?
Guys, it's so good. It's literally like, I just like things chopped small. Mm-hmm. So you just chop everything small. I do some lettuce because I don't love lettuce, but like it's chopped small, it's fine.
Do you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I did sprouts.
Oh, sprout. Oh.
Like broccoli.
Are you still
sprouts.
chop them up?
No, I'm like leaving them because they're kind of small.
Yeah. See, you can do whatever you want.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
A little bit of feta. I put olives in there. You hate that. It's so good. And I make my own dressing with either only lemon juice or I'll do like a balsamic or I'll do some oil and balsamic.
I put a little bit of like the tiniest amount of oil and lemon juice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like chopped up tomatoes.
Yeah. Tomatoes, cucumber, peppers.
Mm-hmm. I put some dill in mine today.
I love dill. I have dill in my fridge too.
Perfect.
Look at us. I like cilantro. You don't.
Ew.
It's either you have the gene or not, and I don't have the gene.
She likes putting dish soap in her salads.
Cool. Yeah, and even that is like a pattern of like, I know I need these ingredients for this salad that I know that I like.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna prep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the meal prep, I think I have a girlfriend where she, now don't quote me, not that anyone would check me.
Right, fact check.
So she would I think she plans out her whole month with her husband on what they're eating. So then your grocery list is kind of created in that planning.
I think that would take that doesn't just happen overnight. I think you would have to start with like, I'm going to plan a few days at a time.
Yeah.
Work up to a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like that takes skill and effort and practice.
But she does. I think it's a whole month. And then they order their groceries online.
Yeah.
So then you can just do it from there. And so this one suggests like automating things like that, like your grocery lists and that kind of stuff.
I like that.
And then the other option is to simplify your wardrobe. So adopt a uniform or capsule wardrobe kind of thing, or planned outfits for trips or whatever. So that's one way.
I like that.
Automate routine choices.
Okay.
So that you're not forced to make them every day and it takes it off your plate.
Yeah.
Love that. We're fans of that.
And honestly, an example of that, when I just wore the same outfit that I'd worn pretty much in 2 days this week, nobody notices.
No.
I went in and be like, hey guys, I know I'm a piece of shit. I'm wearing the exact same clothes. And they were like, we don't remember what you wore. And I'm like, that's fair because I don't remember what you wore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
although when I was in like high school, I had a girlfriend. I don't know if looking back, I'm like, does she just have like a crazy good memory? But like if I re-wore something in the same week, she'd call me out. Like she'd be like, you wore that on Monday.
Sorry, is this a good friend of yours right now? Okay, that's rude, is it not?
I don't think she meant it to be rude. I think she was just clocking it and like maybe there was a bit of a tism there. I don't know. But like I don't think it was rude.
Okay.
I took it as being rude because I was like, bitch, don't out me here.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember wearing it. Like I didn't have the memory of like what I wore on Monday. And now it's Friday and she's like, you wore that on Monday. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Laundry happened and it's on my pile. So I wore it.
Or sometimes we have a favorite outfit and we like to wear it.
But then like, I was like, well, maybe I need to clock hers. But I'm like, I don't remember what she wore yesterday. So
yeah.
Anyways. Crazy.
Maybe if it's not something, how they say is, if it's not something you can change immediately, you don't say anything.
Yeah.
So how about, hey, I really like that sweater on you and you seem to like it too.
Yeah.
Because I remember you wearing it before.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Sorry.
So funny. Number 2, you can make big decisions early. So you know how we were saying as the day goes on, you're making all these decisions,
Yeah.
you're more likely to make mistakes or cut corners. So they're saying big decisions, do them in the morning when your mind is fresh. Okay. Us procrastinators like to put that off. So maybe when we're picking paint, we don't wait till after a whole day at work, and maybe we just had breakfast for dinner.
Right.
And now we're trying to figure out what paint. No.
Yeah. Save it for a Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
A morning that you're off.
People are going to be like, stop talking about paint. But you gave me a tip because there's a sale on paint right now. You're like, go buy it untinted.
Yes.
Because then you can go get it tinted for free.
And guys, what day is this coming out on? Whatever. It's not June yet. So June 6th to 9th, Sherwin-Williams is doing another sale. It's 40% off of paint. And yes, so they told me this because I wasn't sure if I wanted 2 cans of a paint color or 1.
Right.
And she was like, well, why don't you just buy it untinted? Because I know I'm going to be painting other things. If I don't need it for that color, I can do it for another color. You can buy the paint untinted and they'll tint it for free.
Yeah. Just be aware, you need to know the finish that you want. Because I was like, can I get it untinted? She's like, so what finish? And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Matte, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah. So that's one. Decisions in the morning that are important. Number 3, use decision frameworks. So try tools like Eisenhower Matrix, pros cons list, or hell yes or no. Test to reduce mental friction.
Oh,
I've never heard of Eisenhower Matrix. Have you?
Never heard of that. But so you guys have heard me mention one of my favorite podcasts, Girls Gotta Eat. And they always say, if it's not a hell yeah, they're talking about dating mostly, but they say if it's not a hell yes, it's a no.
Right. Yeah.
So if it's not a hell yeah, I like this,
that's a no.
It's a no.
Yeah.
And you know what, guys? Let's relate this to dating. If it's the person you're dating is not a hell yes,
yeah,
it's a no.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not like, hell yes, I want to marry this person, it's probably a no.
It's probably a no.
Anyway.
Your gut's telling you.
Yeah.
So the Eisenhower Matrix is it's 4 different squares. So it's something that you put into 4 different categories. Something that you need to do, something you need to decide on, something you could delegate, or something you could delete. So it's kind of like categorizing the decision. Do I need to make this now?
Gotcha.
Can I do it later? Can I delegate it to someone?
Ooh, but see, this is, as an avoidant, I love to put things aside.
Yes.
And I love to never. So I think this was my whole beige issue.
Right.
Because I was like, it's too much to decide. I feel too overwhelmed. I'm just never going to make this decision.
Right.
Ever. That's tough for me. And honestly, that's like at work too. Like if I have things to do, like we all have a task list that it just keeps growing. And I will let it sit there and not look at it for forever until something pushes me to have to do. Because there's some tasks that you like, it's not really that important.
Yeah.
Or like, it's not like we have time.
Yeah.
They should get done.
But then time goes by and you're like, ooh.
Sometimes I just forget about them altogether. And then months later, I'm like, oh, yeah.
There's emails where I'm just
my God.
What? I could just not come back to that.
And I'm like, well, it's been so long anyway. They're probably not expecting a response.
Like, it's more awkward if I respond now.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So, like, just leave it. And if they really need me, they'll reach out again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Anyway, so I do the whole, put it last on the list a lot.
Yeah.
So.
But I think, like, if we're going to talk paint colors, the delegate thing was sort of like you being like, I like both these, what one? And so you sort of delegated it to me or whoever else you asked.
Yeah.
So.
But then also it's like, that's helpful because I feel like it also helps in that it helps you know what you want. Because when you go to dinner and like someone's like, tell me the special. They tell you special and you're like, I don't want that. Right. I actually want this. Kind of helps you with that.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, so I've been talking about painting my bedroom like this berry red color.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody I've told pretty much is like the whole room. And I'm like,
not just one wall?
And they're like, well, one wall? And they're like, why don't you start with one wall? And I'm like, well, I want the whole room red.
No, and I'm also not gonna paint one wall, wash everything, and then decide a day later that I want all the walls done.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to put that off. I'm going to be like, I want them all done, but like, I want to get everything back out again.
And like red is it's like, guys, it's not like a bright fire engine red. It's like a berry burgundy red.
Like a raspberry.
It's like a raspberry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like in our last house, I painted one wall navy.
Yep.
But that was the plan.
Yeah.
I want my whole bedroom red. It's cozy. It's nice. It's
It'll be like a little cave.
A cave, yes. Where I can just like snuggle away.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not gonna. It's unhinged, but you know how like dogs have like crates and it's like their little cave and it, like people put blankets.
Yes.
Kind of like yours because you always just have it so dark in there.
Yes. And I don't know. I feel like I'm not afraid of dark colors. And I realized, I think why today. So I went to my parents' house, got all my dad's painting supplies. And my parents are now changing everything over to be very neutral colors. Yeah. But they've had like their dining room is like a dark red.
Right.
In their hallways, like when I was younger, they had this really cool, my mom mentioned it, I forgot about it. It was like this green, a very dark green. Oh God, it was like some sort of textured wall. And it was so cool looking, but like again, a dark color. I go into my childhood bedroom, which my parents helped me paint like years and years and years ago in high school. And I wanted it a chocolate dark brown. So my walls are dark brown. Like I feel like I'm just not scared of color, and I love dark colors. There apparently. So
you found it. You figured it out. This will make decisions on all your other rooms probably much easier.
I think so.
Because you won't be like, oh, do I want this very light beige? No, I want color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I like it. Number 4, set time limits. So don't overanalyze, set a timer.
Oh, okay.
To force quick, effective decisions.
Ooh, that sounds scary.
I do that often.
Okay, give me an example.
Like, okay, so when I'm writing, I'll do timed writing because otherwise I'm lollygagging around. I'm like putzing around. I'm just at the computer table. I'm like, which chapter am I going to write? What should I maybe do some like plotting first? No, you set that timer. You're like, oh crap, and you just start writing.
Okay.
So you just like I've made the decision. I'm just going to write this chapter. Then I'm going to write whatever, right? So just like forcing the hand, or you're like, oh, like, what am I going to clean first in the kitchen?
Yes.
But then you kind of set that timer in your mind. You're like, oh, I'm just going to clean this. And then.
So I have an example for that because I get overwhelmed with like, I have so many things to do around the house. I have so many things that I want to get done. And then I get paralyzed and then nothing gets done.
Right.
Because I physically can't do it because of the fatigue, I guess, in my brain.
Yeah.
But I have done that before where I've set a timer and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do just this one thing and in this amount of time. And then I go do that. And then I'm like, oh my God, I still have my whole day.
Yeah.
It's been 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you get it done.
I just had a thought. You know how it says that your glucose level is like low in your brain? What if you just eat like
chocolate,
a crap ton of chocolate and then start doing everything? Is that going to work?
You know what, guys? I'll be the test dummy.
Okay, perfect.
I'll try it out. I have a small story to tell to you all. It's really embarrassing and chocolate reminds me of it.
Perfect.
And I don't want any judgment. Okay. Do we all swear?
We all swear.
Okay. So I went to Costco last week and I had 4 things.
Without me?
I'm so sorry.
I have been dreading.
Have you?
Because I need to go to Costco and I hate going alone. It's so overstimulating and stressful. And I was like, I need someone to go with.
Okay.
And you went without me?
I went at it was like 7:30 at night.
Oh my God.
So it was like not busy and I had time to like go through all the aisles. You
had a place to park.
I had a place to park. I only put like 4 things on my list, ended up with a full ass cart. Of
course.
But, what was my point of this?
Something about chocolate.
Oh my God. Okay. Again, no judgment. So of course I'm like buying up everything and I'm in the aisle where there's protein bars, but there's also chocolate.
Right.
You know, the Oh My God clusters.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, for anybody who doesn't know, go try it, but they're like caramel chocolate nutty clusters. Kind of not like turtles, but like that vibe but in a cluster.
Right.
Anyway, so I bought a bag and I was like, ooh, I'll bring this to work and share with everybody. Well, one night I got a little snacky.
Oh no.
And so I was like, I'll just dip into this bag. Guys, these bags are huge. Okay. It took me and then I couldn't stop. And you know me, I have no strength. I have no willpower. I have no chill. There's no turn off button. And so in 4 days, I ate this whole bag.
A Costco size bag.
A Costco size bag.
Ooh.
Guys, I divided the calories and serving size because I was like, what the fuck did I just do? I blacked out for 4 days straight.
Oh my God.
It was like almost 900 calories each time I ate it.
Amazing.
I'm so I can't have this stuff in the
Maybe
house.
your body needed it.
But what I should think back and think, what did I get done that week? I bought paint. There you go.
Yeah.
So maybe, guys, I think we found the solution. Sugar up and chocolate up, and you'll make a decision.
Make the decision you need to make.
Maybe.
Perfect.
But then I regretted my decision of eating all that chocolate. Anyway, I digress. That was just so incredibly off topic, and here I am embarrassing myself on my own podcast.
I don't think you're embarrassing yourself.
All right. This is a safe zone still.
You're acting like this is like a crazy thing. This is something that happens once a month near your period.
Right. I was actually on my period when this started.
Yeah.
And then my period was crazy this time again because it kind of like ended and then started again anyway.
Oh, that's annoying.
Craziness.
So that explains the clusters.
Yeah.
The cluster of eating clusters.
Eating clusters. It was so good.
So back to our
topic.
8 hacks. We're on hack number 5. Reduce options. So limit choices where possible. For example, look at only 3 job options instead of 10. So like you're talking like your task list.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the 20. I'm going to tackle these 3. That kind of thing.
I like
or
that.
how I narrowed down. I'm like, I'm only going to look at paint from Sherwin-Williams, not from all the other places.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's good. We agree with that one.
Yeah,
I
agree with that.
Number 6, build routines. So morning, evening routines reduce the number of daily decisions. So when to exercise, when to eat, all that kind of stuff.
I like that. I agree with it. I do find it hard to fall to for something to not be in my routine. So for me, I'm going to work out in the morning type of girl. If anything changes that, I have a really hard time then deciding like, okay, now this is what my routine is going to be for today. And then I just won't get my workout in.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Like there's a cutoff and you're like, well, if I haven't worked out by then it's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Routines are interesting for me. I think, so I've tried to make routines my entire life, I guess. But I get bored. I need variety.
Right.
So I can't be doing the same thing every night. Otherwise, I get like, I feel trapped.
So would this be like, let's say I go to the gym every morning, which is the routine, but I'm switching up my workout every day. Would that be enough variation for you? Or you need like total U-Haul, not U-Haul, like overhaul?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't found. I think if we talk about working out, there's never going to be anything successful with me because I hate it so much. I'm thinking like night routines. Sorry, guys. My throat bled from running stairs today. So I have been like choking on my throat. Anyways, it's very unhappy with me. Oh, so nighttime routines is the ones that I've really tried to focus on.
Right.
So that's, you've seen where I want to try and meditate every night at the same time, do some yoga, like journal. I get so bored doing the same like 4 things every night. So I have really thought about, how we work in cycles? Our bodies are like a 28-day cycle.
Yep.
So I was like, what if I had like, I just had to do it for a week. So a week of my cycle, this is my routine. The next week, this is my routine. The next week, this is like, and that's my variety.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then you don't get hung up on it and you're like, well, I can, if like how you're like, if I don't work out between this time, then it doesn't happen. So if I fail this week, I start again next week. Whole new, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I like that.
Maybe. I don't know. I've been trying to play with that. But then I have to sit down and plan that out. So,
but then you've made that decision. You've made that plan, and then that's the plan. And all you have to do is follow it. You don't have to think about it. Which is the whole point.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh, well, I'm in this week. Or you could be like, you know what? I don't feel like this week. I'm going to do that week.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you actually have, you could even do like 5 or 6 different routines and just choose between them. That is a decision, but better than choosing like, oh, what am I going to do tonight? It's just like this week.
Right. Week A. Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of like with working out. If I'm like not feeling leg day, then I'll just do a different day.
Oh, yeah. If I go into the gym and I'm like, I can't even decide what to do, I just go to just the very basic of like the basic machines. Like I'm not trying to do anything fancy.
Yeah. Like you can turn your brain off and just
turn my
brain
off.
Yeah.
And again, this is, I think with all the decisions, for me, I like to turn my brain off. This is why I'm watching Gossip Girl for the millionth time.
Yeah.
This is why, because I can't make a decision of like finding a new show.
Right.
And I think that goes like, there's a lot of different decisions that we will purposely take the time to make because that's important.
Mhm.
Then there's other things like, again, my breakfast for dinner, I don't care. Watching another show, I love it.
Yeah.
There's certain things that we will put the effort into and use up our tank of energy for decision making. And then other things where we're just like, I don't want to spend my reserve on this.
Yeah. I like that. I saw a TikTok the other day where this woman was just like kind of in her bed, like crying. I don't know why people film that, but anyways, she's like in her bed, like sad. And her husband comes in and he's like, you know, trying to talk her out of it or whatever. Like he's being good. But he mentions to her, he's like, I know a guy who breaks his day into 2 days.
Okay.
So day one is like whenever you wake up till like noon.
Mm-hmm.
And then from noon until the rest of the night is day 2. So he's like, if I don't get anything done in day 1 from waking till noon, it's okay. I'm starting a new day. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. I'm not going to lie. I love that idea for like our
Your
days
workouts.
off.
Yeah, but also your workouts. So like, yeah, maybe you don't get to your workout between 8 and noon, but that's okay. Afternoon, it's a whole new day.
Because what I tend to do, like on a day off, it's Saturday, I like to go to the gym and then do whatever for the rest of the day. But sometimes I'm like, oh, it's like 1 p.m. It's like too late to do anything. Because I think like that's not even late, guys. Like, what are we talking about? I go to bed at like 9.
Yeah.
That's 8 hours that I still have.
But you know, like sometimes when you're just super lazy in the morning and then it gets to the afternoon, you're like, well, day's over.
Yeah.
No, we can switch our mindset and be like, now I can actually go do something productive and then I feel good about myself. I love it. Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
I think it's a good idea. I think we should try that.
I think so too. Okay. So number 7, outsource or delegate. So that's sort of like that Eisenhower thing that we talked about earlier. So let others decide where possible, whether it's choosing a restaurant or handling a task at work. I did this yesterday. Okay. So I don't know, I guess I was just like kind of over like making all of my decisions. So at dinner, I went out to dinner and I was like, I have chosen my main and maybe I used one of these. I just went with, you know how like if you're wearing the same uniform every day?
Yeah.
I got the lobster ravioli. I know I like lobster ravioli.
I love it.
I'm not going to look at any of the other options. I'm just going to get that because I know I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm getting the lobster ravioli. I'm like, I said to the person I was having dinner with, I was like, you're choosing the wine and you're choosing the appetizers.
Oh, I love that.
and he did a great job. I loved all of it.
And
I didn't have to make a single decision.
I love it.
And
so that's where doing things with a partner or having somebody to help you with that is so nice.
Yes. If I was at dinner by myself, I would have had to make all those decisions.
And sometimes, I think, like you said about making the decisions in the day, but also making decisions prior. So, for example, if I'm like, I want to go out to dinner, but like a lot of times when I go out, I look at the menu and I think to myself, I want everything.
Yeah.
And I can't decide. But if you look at it before, when you're not already hungry, you're not already tired.
Yes.
Like, again, we have dinner at night. I've already gone through a whole day of my glucose in my brain depleting. And now I'm like, I can't make any decision.
Yeah.
But I think if you maybe look at the menu before, or I think to myself, maybe, I'm trying to be healthy, so this is why I'm going to order. Right. For whatever reason or whatever you're trying to do.
You're not ordering the pizza and
exactly
pasta.
Because I will.
Yeah.
I'll go through a whole bag of clusters. Don't try me. But I think making those decisions just prior to when you have to do them can also help.
Yeah. So kind of back to, I think it was like step 2 was like make decisions in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, sort of it's not the morning, but you're making it prior
anything
to.
prior to. Yeah. So that you don't feel that like immediate stress. And then because sometimes you order something, you're like, oh, I wish I got the other thing.
I know. But that's when you hope the person you're eating with got the other thing so you can taste it.
Yeah.
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 And then finally, practice self-care.
Oh.
So sleep, exercise, hydration. This is your therapist will be like, hey, have you been sleeping? And you're like, shut up. But you're going to make better decisions if you're well rested and you're taking good care of yourself.
That's very true.
So, yeah.
I love it.
Those are the hacks. So hopefully we can try and use some of those.
Yeah.
For the next few weeks.
Honestly, I think talking about this has made me realize how much decision fatigue I have
Yeah.
throughout the day. Because, and I'm wondering, are there different banks for like, I have a work bank, I have a home life bank, I have if you have a child bank. Like, do you have
I think there
banks?
is. I think as most of us, I think when it comes to work, that's where you get depleted the most.
Yeah.
Because you want to perform well.
But I think
blah,
that
blah,
drains
blah.
your other banks.
I think it does. And that's why when you come home, you don't want to make any decisions.
Yeah.
Because you've met your quota for the day.
So there's one bank and we draw from it from every area.
Yeah. And that's why other things miss out.
So I think the moral of the story is don't spend your whole bank on work. Because who cares?
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, like this final hack that says like self-care, sleep well, exercise, you and I are the same. We're going to do everything that we can at work.
Yeah.
And then we're going to come home and we're not going to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of other people in my life first before me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that just makes you a shell of the person that you are because you're not taking care of yourself and you have decision fatigue and you can't even make the simplest decision.
Yeah. I think even because I know like we don't want to be trash at work. Like we want to do a good job.
Yeah.
We like doing a good job. It feels good. But maybe working, you know how they say work smarter, not harder?
Mm-hmm.
Do that type of thing at work where maybe you do have to delegate a little bit more or you do utilize your resources in a better way so that you can spend less of your fatigue bank, like your energy bank at work.
Yeah.
So then you have more for at home for yourself to do all these things.
I think so.
Yeah.
Hire us to be your therapist.
Yeah.
We're more than qualified.
Life coach.
I shouldn't say that. I'm literally still sitting in my makeup from yesterday. It's dinner time now.
I've been wearing the same clothes for 2 days. I changed my undies though. So
thank you for sharing that with me. I was a little concerned.
Yeah, there you go.
I showered. Infection.
I showered. Not my hair, of course.
Showered and then put on the same clothes.
Yeah.
I love that
it's
for you.
Clean. If it touches your body when it's clean, it's still clean.
I love that.
And then if you put it on the chair, it's still clean.
No, when you put it on the chair, it's now washed.
Oh, yeah.
It's like brand new again.
Ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, you know how like jeans stretch out after you've worn them? But if you let them sit there for a day or two, they feel brand new again.
Yeah, they shrink a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the clusters.
You know what? It was probably the clusters. Hey, we forgot to talk about how we did the social media break.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Let's circle back.
So I deleted Instagram for 10 days.
Yeah.
I still had TikTok, but it was on for just an hour a day. Because I can't lose my streak with my friend. We're almost at 200 days streak.
Oh
so
my God.
Once we get to that, I think we can chill out. But like we're so close.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get rid of TikTok. I felt less anxious.
Okay. And why do you think?
Oh, because Instagram, like you just get inundated with like so much information. Right. I'm getting news. I'm getting like updates on people and it's just clouding my head.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a time suck. So I get anxious because then I'm not doing the things that I need to do.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. Which brings me back to you. You know how you always say like you're an avoidant?
Yes.
Maybe you just have decision fatigue.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe you just need to eat some more clusters.
You know what? Chocolate for the win.
When you're feeling avoidant, just eat some chocolate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I did with the social media. And I kept the limit to an hour because I like to usually add.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I want to try and do now that I have Instagram back, so I got it back. And immediately just went back to.
Okay, but did you check all your messages or did you?
Oh, I sure did.
Oh, Shannon. That's the whole point. You have to not check it. You have to just say whatever.
Absolutely not. I had to respond to people.
No, but it's already 10 days old. Who cares?
No, I had people like messaging me like questions and stuff. I had to answer those. Group chats, I just kind of grazed.
Okay.
But like individual messages, I have to respond to that.
Okay.
Anyways. Yeah, so I think what I want to do, and I don't know if there's an app that'll do it, but I want to maybe cut up my day into like quadrants and I'm allowed only 20 minutes each quadrant.
Oh, Because I feel like the hour just makes you melt into the couch.
Yes, it makes you lazy. And then you're already on the couch, and you're like, well, I might as well put the TV on.
Yeah.
So like 20 minutes is just like the hit of dopamine you need. And then you just go on and do other things.
I like that. Like they say you should nap for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Can never do that.
No, it's a 3-hour.
Yeah. And then I'm so tired.
Yeah. So I have actually been listening to the timer.
Okay, good.
So I've been mindful because I haven't wanted to get to the timer because I know I'll want to go further.
Right.
So I'll be like watching a little bit of TikTok and then I'll say to myself, and I watch long videos, guys.
Yeah.
Like I watch the weirdest things. But they're long. So I double the time, I double the speed so I can watch them quicker. But I know that like I'll watch 5 to 10 minute videos.
Right.
And it's wild. So I don't have that much time.
No.
So I'll go through a couple and I'm like, you know what? I want to save this for later because it's still 10 a.m. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then kind of like how you're thinking the quadrants. So then I'll be like, ooh, like I know I'm going to watch this later.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll be honest. I was getting ready for bed, like getting in bed and being in bed right before sleep. And so I hit my timer, the 1 hour, and I just put in the password because I was like, I'm only going to be on here for 5 more minutes. Like I'm actually going to sleep. So I did do that. But I'd say that's pretty much a success.
Did you only stay on for 5 more minutes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I was like falling asleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I can't do the quadrant for TikTok because I will be in like I'll be deep diving in something and I can't have it turn off on me.
Oh, okay.
But Instagram I could
I just turn it off myself. I don't have an actual timer for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just decide. I make a decision. I'm like, ooh, I feel like I've been on here for this much time.
Right.
I'll turn it off.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Love that.
Mindful.
Now, is there any feelings about limiting it? Like, did you feel like you had more time?
I felt like I was more productive.
Yeah.
Because I had more time to do things.
Yeah.
Right. And with all, like, again, not to bring it back to the paint, but like, yeah, I am trying to do these things. So I need time for that. And it's time consuming. And, you know, I want to spend time doing that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
So
it made me get back to it because I'm in a bit of a reading slump. So it made me get back into reading a bit more.
Yes. I've also found when I'm focusing on reading more, I will TikTok less.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I find that helpful because I do want to, I'm still on the last book of Akatar. So I have like, I'm at 78%.
Perfect. Almost there.
Almost there.
Love it. So yeah, that's our recap of not last week's because we had decision fatigue last week.
We had decision fatigue.
And we didn't have a podcast, but from our social media one, Overwhelm.
Yeah.
That's what we did. I think for next week, maybe we'll like touch on our New Year's resolutions and how they're going, where we're at.
Yeah. I think that'd be a great idea.
Stay tuned for that, especially to our new listeners that have been listening to our New Year's
welcome.
resolution episode.
We love having you.
But then we'll also update you on if we did any of this decision fatigue hacks and if they actually worked.
Yeah. And you guys do the same because I know we're all the same. We know you experience this too.
Yeah.
So hopefully this can help you out. Because honestly, going through that list, I feel like, a couple things I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But hearing it actually like do this, do this, do this, I think we could implement some.
Yeah. Like we've all done that probably out of desperation, like delegating something like to someone, but like if
doing
we're
it
more
ahead
mindful.
of time.
Yeah.
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 Can save you the headache.
Yeah.
So
love it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wear the same bathing suit all week next week. People are going to be like, you know what? We're not swimming today, shit.
Saves on the water bill, doesn't it? For more financial advice, follow us.
So did we solve decision fatigue?
I think we did.
I think we did too.
I think we did. There's lots of things that you can do to combat it. We're all going to experience it, but I think it's just about doing the things that are going to help you minimize its effect.
Yeah.
Right? And help minimize it. Shannon's playing footsies with me right now. It's so cute. Physical touch.
Stuff.
But I think there's things you can do to help minimize it, especially minimize it at work so that you can have more energy for your home time. Because I think we all care about home more than work.
Yes.
I hope we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like if you live alone or don't have a partner or whatever the case is, like
enlist a friend.
If you don't have a life partner like me and Shannon,
get one.
We
highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
It is pretty great. So yeah, I think we did solve it. And I hope you guys can implement some things and just feel better.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you need help with paint colors, don't come to me though.
No.
It's too much.
No, we're overwhelmed. Well, until next time.
Problem solved.
Bye, guys.
Bye.